I think the idea was how could we keep their legs the freshest, and we had toyed around a few ideas. Do you try to get up there a little, like a night earlier? Do you try to get up there earlier in the morning? And then Kelly had a friend who had a great idea of what if we rented a coach bus, and because of our fantastic mom fundraiser, we had some expendable funds, and we had decided to surprise the girl with a coach bus, just thinking that would make the ride a little bit more comfortable with that 2+ hour drive.
Going there, I was the second one to be at the school, so I pulled up, and my first thought, I was like, okay, it's not our bus, like, it's fine. I didn't want to get my hopes up, but then once Jess Vo asked, she was like, oh, is this bus for Goffstown field hockey? And he's like, well, are you going to Kennett? And I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. Like, I've never been on one of those buses before, and I just, like, had originally thought, like, oh, it's going to be 2 hours and on a school bus. It's not going to be comfortable, but it'll be fine. But it was the best surprise ever. Like, we definitely weren't expecting it, so I thought that was awesome.
I just thought it was, like, someone else's. Like, I had no idea it was ours, so I'm, like, waiting outside, like, waiting for a big yellow bus, but then they're like, Kennett, like, we're going to Kennett. I was like, what? It was so crazy, but it was wicked funny. We all get on the bus and we're like, wow, like, there's cup holders, there's footrests, there's this, there's that, and the bus driver was like, have they never seen a coach bus before?
It was awesome. I wasn't expecting it. Mackenzie actually, she sent in our group chat like a video of it, and she was like, is this for us? And we all like had no idea. And then we got there, and Jess, Fink, and Kelly were all standing outside of it, and they're like, yeah, it's for you. It was awesome, like, walking in on it, and like we each had like our own seat, and they were so comfy. I think it was awesome. We watched a movie on the way there, and it was really fun because we were all close together, and it was a really nice ride.
I'm not surprised how excited they got, because they get excited about everything, like, you know, anything that's shiny. But like at one point I'm walking and I hear someone go, even the stairs look nice, and you're just thinking they just are loving it. But I think that was really sweet how appreciative and excited they were, and just that they recognized what the gesture was supposed to be, and that they really did appreciate it from start to finish.
Not take our minds off of it, but be able to just relax and focus on something else. I think if we would have just gotten straight off of like a regular bus, that wouldn't have, I think we all would have been low energy and not really in the mindset.
It helped a lot. It was definitely a good decision. We didn't feel as nervous, and I don't really think we had time to feel nervous because we were just busy all the time. So like we were walking around listening to some music, and then we played Frisbee, and it actually like got us kind of looser, and then we like stretched. So when I was warming up, it definitely felt different from like previous games. I felt ready and like looser and able to go and be ready to take on Kennett.
It definitely like loosened us up a little bit. We took a walk around the school, and then we played ultimate Frisbee. We split up into teams, and we didn't really know how to play, but we still had fun. And then we circled up, we did some stretching, just because we were on the bus for so long that we wanted to get that out of the way beforehand. And we did some yoga poses, and I think it was just fun being together. I think it was great for us to be with each other from 9 to right before the game started, because we just had that bonding like experience, and we were able to be with each other like in those stressful moments and kind of bounce off of each other to be more like ready for the game.
I think it made a difference, and I think playing on a Saturday kind of gave us that luxury. We wanted to make sure that they sort of didn't have those bus legs coming off of a long drive, and then I think it's a big game, so you're trying to keep them loose, but you're also trying to keep them a little less in their heads. So we kind of took a little walk around, and then played ultimate Frisbee, which none of us should really try to do again. We weren't that great at it, but I think it gives us a chance just to like laugh with each other and start to relax, and I think it helped us sort of mentally start to settle in as we got ready for our game.
to save it, but the ball got behind her, and there was this one Kennett girl, just in a block tackle, and it was me and Emily just like kicking at not kicking, but hitting at the ball, and it finally like dribbled in, and it just felt so good. We were all so happy. We were like, we can do this. Like, this team is beat.
That first goal they got was really frustrating, but then when we came back with our own goal, I was like, wow, like we could do this. And then we held them for a while until they got another goal, but even then, like, we'd been down one before, so we still we were still in it, and we still knew that we could come back. So
Yeah, Kennett's first goal, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset, but it was very quick, and I think that we came back also very, very quickly, and I just was kind of very anxious at that point to see what the outcome was going to be.
Really liked how we were able to quickly answer their first goal and get another. I thought that once we were able to get corners, we would have more scoring opportunities than just being able to dribble it into the circle and just shoot.
I was surprised. I mean, it's that dreaded, we let them score within a minute. That just would be something I wish we could redo. I feel like I was surprised. I bet Kennett probably wasn't, because I think last game it took them about 20 minutes to score on us, but then it kind of opened up. So I think probably initially they were feeling like this was sort of par for the course. But if I'm analyzing now, I think that was nerves. I think there was a little bit of that just like in the beginning. I think there was a lot of energy and that sort of like that tournament feel where there was an anxiousness that you could just kind of feel across the fans and the players and both teams. So surprised that it like opened up so quickly, but also I think then you quickly saw both teams start to settle in for sort of that second half of the first half and then all of the second half.
Are you serious? Yeah!
Stay tight on him, White. Don't give him any space.
For it to be fast paced, but it was definitely, especially like for it not being on turf, like it was really fast paced. We had to be ready for every single ball that was to come to us and be ready to send it up when we had to. I think that we held our own for so long compared to the 6-0 game when we first played them, so I thought that was amazing. But yeah, it was really fast paced.
Unlucky bounce. Let's go, White. Stay with him now.
This is not the first time this week we've been down 2 goals, so we need to just persist and do everything we can in the next 30 minutes. And to their credit, they did not stop playing for 60 minutes. They played hard, they were aggressive, they were skilled, but they didn't let a scoreline they didn't let a score line dictate whether or not they thought they could win or not. They were playing to see what could happen. At halftime, one of my players, I could look and her eyes were sort of just that, like, there was sort of like a tearing up piece, and I was nervous that maybe she was hurt or frustrated, and she just looked at them and she's like, we can do this. Nobody stop. We need to do everything we can. And it was that passion. And I just think for my group, they really were committed to seeing what the 60-minute clause would be.
Halftime, like that was when we really needed that pep talk, because we've come back and we knew that we could do it. Like, we still had another 30 minutes to get 2 goals, and it was beatable. Like, we could have done it.
Yeah, during halftime, most of what we talked about was how we've always been able to recover from where we've been. And we always are able to keep our attitude. We've always played the 60 minutes all the way through.
Yeah, that was definitely the case. And we all, like, because we came back the game before from 2-0 and we ended up winning, that was, like, our mindset was definitely there that we could definitely push through and end up winning the game because, yeah, we had been down before and ended up being on the other side of the board. But I think that definitely, our mindset never changed. I think we still had the positivity and, like, we were all encouraging each other to keep playing.
Come on, Goffstown! This team goes so. Touch it!
Nice pass.
Been big for us all season, and her making those saves just makes Kennett know that they have to keep working a little bit harder, and it made our girls realize that we're in this, that we have 11 people on the field and the 11 people on the sidelines committed to trying to get back to our offensive circle. So I think there were a few game changers, but I do think that sequence of Mackenzie making those saves were big for us
It's
mentally.
definitely exciting, and I was nervous and my heart rate was just going up. But I think what changed for us was we knew that if I could like keep it and just keep the score from 3 and not let any more in, then that would help the team get a couple more in the goal. So I think we just came out working really hard and knowing that we were going to have to work our hardest to get the ball into the goal to hopefully get to that 3-2 lead or even tie it.
As a defender, when we all have to, like, sprint back to the goal to save their shots, Mackenzie, like, there's one that it skimmed the post, and Mackenzie, like, it could have gone in, and she cleared it right out, and I think that definitely, like, saved us a lot. She's an amazing goalie, and she's done great all season, and just that relieves pressure off of all the defense, and for the amount of pressure that she has on her, like, it was just awesome.
Good job, Josie. Good job, Josie. Pick it up. Good job, Josie. Get it. Go. Good job. Go, Josie. Go. Good hustle. Pick it up, guys. Good hustle. Go.
Got a little splotchy, but we we were able to pick it back up and keep moving, and we had some beautiful transition passes up the field, some nice sequences, and there were so many shots that we had on goal that definitely could have been goals, but we weren't able to finish. But I think our defense, like, we were always talking about who was open on post or stroke, who wasn't, who had which players, and just that communication. And
I think the reason that we were able to shut them out was because, well, for starters, I felt like they took us too lightly. During their warm-up, they were just laughing and having a good time, where we were trying to focus more, and I think we really surprised them. And then I think at that second half, I think just being down the 2 goals, I think we just really, really wanted it.
It was all communication. Like, all season we worked on communication and just marking up, how to mark up correctly and efficiently, and to just stop them from scoring goals. And I just remember just always sprinting back to get on that post player, because there was just so many opportunities that one post player was able to score off of. And if no one was there, then that would have happened. But we were able to communicate efficiently and stop them from getting goals.
I wish that we had gotten more shots on, like, that ended up being goals. We had so many shots that second half, but and we definitely played more offensive too. So I think that the improvement has definitely, like, shown through since the last game. For only being down 2 goals instead of 6 is a big improvement, and I think that we played really well that game.
it changed us completely, because we still had 7 minutes left, and 7 minutes in a field hockey game is, if you think about it, it's kind of a lot of time. Like, you can get some goals in that amount of time. So when I saw Emily going up the field, I was like, she's gonna score, like, she's got this. And she had Michaela right to her left. I was like, if she just slides it over, we got this. And it's now 3-2, like, we can so come back. But the whistle blew, and the goalie just came out and hit
So
her.
what I see is Emily on a breakaway. Goalie comes out, goes body over ball. The ref said that Emily kicked it prior to, so she blew her whistle, and that neither player heard the whistle, but in fact the goalie did go for body over ball. So because the goalie went for body over ball, she was giving the Kennett goalkeeper a 10-minute yellow.
I saw her go down, and I was really upset, because, like, she's one of our, like, main, like, goal scorers.
We didn't, like, settle everyone down, then it was just going to get worse from there. There could have been more pushing or whatever, and there could have just been more injuries, and I felt like we just, even though there wasn't a whole lot of time left, we felt like if we were able to get everyone together, we wouldn't have let them score again.
We all huddled up. We were like, guys, like, we can't let them take this. Like, this is our chance. This is our shot to win.
We had out-cornered them at that point. We were controlling a good stretches of the game. The first half, Kennett definitely had, like, a string that they were putting together, but at that point it felt like we sort of had momentum. So it just, I mean, it's sports, right? Just having that momentum and having parts of the game that we were controlling, it
it was cool. Like we were matching up to them, and it was a game we definitely could have won. And thinking about it now, like I'm really proud of that.
I think if one of them would have gone in, it would have just brought a whole new, I think you would have seen a whole new Goffstown team. I think we would have really stuck it to them, and I think we probably could have beat them with that.
I think it would have changed things dramatically because once you get another goal on, like for us, when we get one goal, like we're so excited, and I think it leads to more goals. So if we had gotten one more, I think that it definitely would have changed the game. But their goalie was pretty good. She had really nice clears. Yeah, it was definitely tough.
I do feel like we were playing well, and Kennett was aware that we were putting pressure on offensively. I do think their the goalie that came in the second string, she played well and had a couple big saves, which I think got them pumped up. But I think if we had been able, we had a few corners that were inches, both in the first half and second half, if someone had just touched in. And I think whether we had gotten that stroke or been able to kind of convert one of those opportunities after the goalie had the yellow card, I do think it's a difference maker, because I think that puts a lot more pressure on Kennett to stay perfect, and it has the momentum swinging in our favor.
Adventure. Like, we started the season off with a couple of shaky games, but that actually was just because we played the top teams in our division. And then throughout the rest of the season, we grew a strong bond between each other. We were able to finish games winning. And we just, like, I'm just so sad that it's over. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do after school now. Like, I'm just going to be bored. But I'm just going to miss it so much, especially being a senior. Not going to have Jess as a coach ever again, and that's what really hit me.
I think it was amazing. I love the group of girls. Like, it's kind of sad that it's my last year. I'm definitely going to miss them all. But I think that the improvement that we've shown since the beginning of the season it's just awesome, because like being able, and even all these videos, like being able to look back and see like how we played in the beginning and how we were playing now, like it's such a drastic change that I think that we should be happy about it instead of sad that we lost this game.
It is so sad, but we have grown so much as a team and as players together individually and as a team, and I think we've been so much closer from our ups and our downs, especially the first 2 weeks of the season, playing Kennett and playing Derek Field. So it's just been the best experience I've ever had in my life, just being with my best friends and playing field hockey, and knowing that next year I'm not going to be with the same girls is like, it's heartbreaking and it's really sad. I just don't know how I'm going to get through it next year without Jess. Like, I see her every day, and Fink and Kelly and all my friends. It's going to be really, really tough.
I was really happy with the way that the season progressed from start to finish. I think everyone just never stopped working. We all just kept putting our all into it and giving it everything we could. And watching now, like, past games and how seeing how we've improved, it's been very nice.
I think, to be completely honest, the team surprised me. I think that going into that Kennett game, I know everyone wanted to win, and I obviously wanted to win, but I was surprised at how well we played. I thought throughout the entire season we really brought it, and we really, really wanted to win.
Yeah, I I definitely do think that we are leaving it stronger just because all 6 of us, we played together since 7th grade. Like, that's 6 years all together. I think we showed great leadership, great family onto the underclassmen. So I think that they're going to be able to bring up our legacy kind of and just keep pushing through, hopefully making it to the championship soon.
I definitely think that we did. I think that, well, they're all like really skilled too. So, I mean, even so, like most of the freshmen were playing with us during that game. So that just shows a little bit. I think it's really cool when they play with us too, because we kind of see like, it's like a glimpse of the future kind of. But I think that they're going to do really good, and I think that their seasons can be just as great as this one was.
We have set like good examples for our younger players, and to see from sophomore year how we have grown into junior year and then junior into senior year. We just keep going up a step. So I hope that next year, even though I'll be a little jealous, I hope they can make it farther into the playoffs and hopefully win the state championship. I would love to see that for them and for Jess, because Jess deserves everything. So I would love to see them win and take that step forward.
I think I'm proud and I'm thankful, and I love this sport and I love coaching this sport, but I think a season like this and a team like this makes you love it just a little bit more. This is a very special group. It has not been a smooth season. It has not been a perfect or easy season, but I think that's just life, and I am proud of how we as a group weathered our storms, weathered our difficulties, our frustrations. And I think the beautiful part now is that we don't want to let each other go. I think the general feeling is it just feels like our time was cut short together, and you're not ready to say goodbye, which I always think is a sign of something sweet just happened, and that I will forever kind of hold that in my heart that I had this season with this group. I also think a big thank you goes to my 6 seniors. They are great athletes, but they're exceptional women and people, and over the last 4 years they have just done a phenomenal job leaving their mark on this program, and each one of them is pretty special to me. And so I think, you know, your head kind of replays what could have done differently, what could we have fixed, but I would never change who I got to work with or who I got to coach, and those 6 were a huge reason why this season felt as special as it did.